And I'm joined by Tom Wolfe from the Wolfe Brothers. How you going, Tommy?
Mate, I'm doing great. How you doing over there?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. It's one of those times, isn't it? It's not easy at the moment. It's shocking.
It is, man. But I think, look, I just never thought in our lifetime we'd be dealing with this. But it is what it is. We just got to deal with it. And at least we've got the technology to be able to do stuff like this. So there's one positive.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Thanks so much for joining me on How You Going with Jason Owen. It's
Thanks,
just sort of chuck something together, Tommy, and reach out to a few friends and see if you guys want to come on for a chat. And it's great, mate. Bloody awesome.
If anyone knows me, they know I hate chatting. So
yeah, yeah, right. We're mate, during isolation, how are you getting through it, Tommy? You got any tips for people at home, or?
Well, yeah. Look, I'm probably I'm lucky. If people don't know, we live on a family farm down here in southern Tas. So
yep.
I got 40 acres of berries and bush and fruit, and so I've been. To be honest with you, I've actually, when this isolation thing started, I was pretty down in the dumps, obviously, but I just said, well, you know what? I've got to do something with my time. So I just wrote a really big list of things to do on the farm, and I've just been ticking them off. So I've done more around here in the last few weeks than I've done in the last 6 months.
Yeah. I seen that on Facebook the other day, mate, when you posted that up. And I mean, obviously, we've all lost a lot of work, and many people right around the country, around the world have. It's a difficult time for many. And obviously, that's another reason why I wanted to kick this off and just have a chat and let people know that, they're not alone. We're all in this together. And, fingers crossed it'll pass sooner than later. And, we can all be back on the straight and narrow before we know it,
I hope so, mate. Like, I think, touch wood, I think the Australian government have got onto it before it becomes completely out of hand in this country. I've got to say I'm feeling pretty lucky to be living in Tassie. I mean, there's only 98 confirmed cases down here, so I'm feeling pretty grateful for that. But
yeah,
dude, this will change. Like, this will change the world. This will change us for many years to come, and we'll be feeling the repercussions for this for many, many, many years. So I look. I'm a positive guy.
yeah, you got to be, mate. At this point in time, it's all positive. Yeah. Absolutely, it's all going to be okay.
I think it will be, and I'm just sort of reminding myself, that with challenges, with change comes opportunity. So hopefully we can all come out of this better in the music business, better in every business, and hopefully we can come out of this just better as a country.
That's right, mate. Absolutely. It's terrible, mate. What is one of the first things you're going to do when you come out of this? What do you got? What do you got in mind? Knock a top off a frothy, you reckon?
Yeah, no, I'm going to go to the pub. I live for playing live music, like yourself. I love playing live. That is the best, amazing feeling ever, is playing to a live audience. So I'm really going to look forward to doing our first gig back. That's going to be something special. I'm really excited for that. Definitely going to go to the pub. I just want to go see some of my mates.
I know
we've been doing all the right things, and we haven't been going out, and we've been just sort of staying at home on the weekends. And even last weekend, I was like, well, we can't even really go around to our mate's place for a few beers or anything, because
no, that's right.
I'm not going to do the wrong thing, So look, I'm just looking forward to. I'm definitely a social person. I love interacting with people, so I'm looking forward to being able to do that like I used to.
Yeah, good on you, mate. Absolutely, it's hard in that type of in this scenario. It's hard for us as musos as well, obviously, because we love getting out. We love a crowd. We love to sing. I mean, we just can't work, Tommy. That's the worst part about it,
I think another thing with this is people got to really look out and be careful of is people's mental health in this time. Everyone's locked away in their homes. So I think doing stuff like this and just online, being positive and connecting with people online is going to be really important, because there'll be a lot of people who can't go out, they can't go anywhere. So
that's exactly right.
Yeah, we just got to look out for everyone.
That's right, mate. Look, mate, for people at home, like obviously for people at home that might not know of the Wolfe Brothers in the country music scene, you guys have kicked some bloody huge goals the last few years. And I've been loving watching everything, mate, that you guys are doing. The music you guys are dropping is just unbelievable.
Right.
Your brother Nick and yourself are obviously the brains behind the Wolfe brothers in general. How long have you guys been playing for, mate, as a band? The Wolfe brothers itself with Brody and
With
and
Case.
yeah, and Case. So
Look, I think we all met on the school bus. We all met on the school bus, and we were all mates. So we actually learnt. I've known Casey since primary school, and we actually learnt how to play music together in one of the old piggus huts here. And at this point, it's really interesting. Our upbringing was like, Mum had played a lot of country. Dad and Pop were playing Slim Dusty.
yeah,
Willie Nelson. But then when we sort of got a bit older, and especially Nick's older than me, Nick went to high school, and he brought home a Metallica record, and then that was it. That was our life for about 4 years. But the positive of that is that's how we learned how to play music. That's how we learned. That's why we picked up guitars, and
yeah,
that's when Nick met Brody on the school bus. They were in the same grade. Me and Casey met in primary school, and we played we played in different bands together all through school. And then when school ended, actually before even school ended, I was 14 when I did my first pub gig. And then we sort of we're gigging every weekend in pubs, singing your covers, singing The Gambler and, Wonderful and all that. And then we sort of went, well, why don't the four of us do some, we sort of at that point went, well, we can do cover gigs forever and we probably make a decent living, but why don't we have a crack at trying to do something more? And that's when me and Nick started writing songs together. And Nick is a great songwriter. Nick is such a great songwriter. And we put out a little EP, a 5-track EP in 2010. You can't actually buy the hard copy, but you can stream it. It's online still.
yeah.
And that was sort of the thing that got us on the road. That got us our first ever gigs out of Tassie, got us to B&S balls and stuff like that. We built this really, really solid following, just playing country pubs around Tasmania every weekend. And people from all over the state would follow us, and the car parks would be full, and there'd be swags everywhere.
Yeah.
It would be chaos, fun chaos, And then the show hit. Australia's Got Talent came along, and because we'd done years and years and years of work, that show, we were able to use that show to take us to. We got signed. We got a management. We got Kernaghan watched the show, and he asked us to come and be his band.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I was going to ask you, what's it like touring with Lee? It's phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah, it was amazing. And it was it all happened it felt like for 6 years, 7 years, we were just slogging it in the pub, slogging it. And then it was we went on a TV show, and then it was I was getting phone calls from different managers and then record labels. And
yeah, it's
and
incredible,
then
mate.
Kernaghan gets on the phone. I'm like, this is just, it was very unreal, And it's been well, you would know, reality TV can be either it can be a negative thing for some people, but for us, it was been really positive. I think we did 5 or 6 performances, and we were lucky enough to do 5 originals. We only did one.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I did one cover through the whole Australia's Got Talent thing, so that was really cool. Look back on that, and I'm grateful for that. And if it wasn't for that, man, I wouldn't be here now. So
yeah, that's phenomenal. You guys were runner-up on Australia's Got Talent, yeah?
We were runner-up 2012, yeah.
2012, yeah, same year, mate. There you go. I was X Factor 2012.
I thought so. I was going to say you were 2012 or 2011. Yeah, okay.
There you go. Bloody unreal, isn't it? Well, so how long after the show did Lee come on board, mate? How long, after the show, did you guys hit the road with Lee?
Well,
Couple of
literally,
years?
no, literally that year. He saw the show, and he was in a place in his career, and he was like, I'm looking for a new band. I'm looking for something different. I think, he'd been working with these incredible musicians, and in his band he was using for 15, 20 years. And I think he was just ready. I think everyone was. They were just ready for a change,
Yeah.
And I think he saw us on TV and went, this could be cool. Why don't I get him to come out and be my band, but also open?
Oh, mate.
So we flew up to Sydney. Pretty much the show had ended, and the next week we were up in Sydney doing an audition to be his band. And, you know.
That's phenomenal. Straight away. That's incredible.
And then the first tour we did, about a month later, we were out on the road with him and Dwight Yoakam.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah, man.
Be bugging.
2012 was a year to remember. That was just like that. It was just...
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Wow, you know, and look at you now. I was actually only just reading this morning. Correct me if I'm wrong, mate, because, I was having a look online and that, sometimes it's not right. 2 CMC awards?
Yes, 2 CMC awards, yeah.
2 New Generation awards for group and duo?
Yeah, we got the CMC awards we got New Talent, and then I think we got Group of the Year. And then, we were lucky with the golden guitars.
4?
4 golden guitars, yeah.
In the same year, wasn't it?
In one night, yeah. Dude, and we'd had like 13 nominations and 13 losses until then. And then it was like, but it was so amazing, because then it was just like, we won. The first one we won was for contemporary album, I believe.
Yeah, right.
Contemporary album, and we were like, wow. We just felt so emotional, I remember I nearly cried, because we'd lost Dad, and it was like we'd won one, and then it was like, oh, okay, great, because we had all these losses. We were like, awesome, and then we got group or duo, and we were like, wow, okay. We were like, well, that's it. It's been great. And then we got song and overall album of the year. Man, it was just incredible. I had no words,
Absolutely. And that's huge, mate. And
felt so good. Felt so good to have the support, not just from the fans, but from the industry. Was just like, dude, one of the best nights of my life, without a doubt.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, mate. Like, as I was going to say, people don't realise how much work behind the scenes goes into an album, a song.
Oh, yeah.
And how much heart, emotion, and that's the thing. When you're writing music, Tommy, and you're literally sitting down to go to record a song, you're feeling it in here to even go to record it. It's got to be doing something special to you to record a track. So the emotion and the hard work that goes into writing music, recording music, releasing music, and then to have a connection with so many people around the country and other parts of the world, and then all of a sudden to go and win 4 golden guitars.
Yeah, man.
It's emotional.
Well, it was, and it was a really interesting time. We lost Dad, and then we lost Dad right before, because we got the farm here, but we got a shop on the farm. We lost Dad, and we went straight into a fruit season, and then it was like we went straight into writing songs, and it was just this most chaotic time. And I think with that Country Heart album, I think we put more of our heart and soul into it than we'd ever done. But also in the same sentence, we'd had a lot more life experience. I mean, when you're bloody coming off Australia's Got Talent, you've never been married, you've never really had a serious relationship. You're writing songs about, chasing girls and drinking beer, So by the time we got to Country Heart, there was a bit more life in there, So
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
It all came together on that album.
Yeah, that's phenomenal, mate. It's awesome. Tommy, you want to do a song? You reckon you can do a snippet of a song for us?
I'll do a little snippet of.
I know it's 9 o'clock in the morning, mate, but.
Oh well, it's
a bit early. I know what it's like. Trust me.
What I'll do is, talking about Country Heart, I'll do a little bit of Storm Rolling In. So this was off Country Heart album, and just remember, I'm a bass player, and it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Rain drops heading my way in a Camry with some Cabernet on the front seat, hands free. She calls me to say she's coming to my place. Crowd closing in around this house, lock the doors and burn the windows down, light a candle, guess I can see you when the lights go out. Here you come, girl, crashing down, sweet summer rain on a dust ball town. Wreck my bed like a cyclone wind, where your love's like watching a storm roll in. something like that.
Oh, man, bloody hell. Freaking awesome.
Mate,
Love it.
I got to say, I started singing then. I went, whoa, I'm definitely not.
It's bloody early to be a singer, mate, isn't it? Eh?
Anyone watching that and criticising it, you have a go at 9 in the morning.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, mate. No, awesome, Tommy. Thanks for that, mate. I'm friends with you on Facebook, and some of the stuff I wrote it down here the other day.
Oh God,
we're bored, man, aren't we? It's like this isolation is literally.
Just before you talk about this, I just want to make it very clear. My wife has said she doesn't want me to post when I'm drunk after 10 p.m. anymore.
I love it, mate. I reckon it's great.
Good.
You know, I love this the other night. I'm sitting there, next thing, Yellow Submarine is a great song. Unfriend me if you disagree. I thought that was absolutely fantastic.
It is a great.
Was that after a couple of beverages, Tommy? Was it?
After many. So my my Friday nights now are pretty much maybe a few beers. I might light a fire, and then all I've really got is YouTube. You know, so I'm watching YouTube videos and you know, live concerts and stuff. And Yellow Submarine, that is just so good. You know, you cannot help but smile.
Well, you can't. That's exactly right.
If you're feeling depressed, put on Yellow Submarine. It's going to be great. Trust me, you know.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Bloody oath, mate. I didn't unfriend you, so I agree. There you go. Mate, as you were saying this earlier, the positives of being in isolation at the moment, you've done more in the last week than you've done in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
You know, like you've obviously cleaned up a lot of stuff on the farm and stuff like that, you know. This one I found really interesting. Fun fact, this is for people at home too, right? Dolly Parton wrote Jolene and I Will Always Love You on the same day. Is that true?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Talk about being on a roll. You wrote that too. that is being on a bloody roll.
That is
Imagine writing those two songs, Tommy.
What's that, sorry?
Imagine writing those two songs in one day.
Incredible, man. Like, I think, you know, isn't that interesting? Like someone, like a songwriter, the incredible songwriter like her, obviously when you got your songwriter, you work your craft every day. You should be doing something every week at least, you know. And like she would have done, and then it's obviously got to a point in her life where something's happened, like emotionally something's happened, whether it's been a breakup or something, and there's just this outpouring, you know. And I mean, they're two of the greatest country songs ever. And I mean, Whitney's version of I Will Always Love You has just made that one of the biggest hits of all time.
That's right. Huge, mate. Huge. They'd have to have known they were on a roll, wouldn't they, when those songs
amazing. And like, actually, someone commented on that post. Willie Nelson wrote Crazy, maybe, I don't know what it was, maybe Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. He wrote like, I can't know the exact 3 songs, but it was like 3 big hits. He wrote them in the same car drive from Texas to Nashville. See, that's unbelievable too, you know,
mate.
Bit of hunger, bit of, you know, bit of trying to get it. You know, amazing, unreal,
mate. That's absolutely. Like, that blew my mind when I read that. I thought, you've got to be kidding! Like 2 of the biggest songs ever written.
Yeah,
she wrote them in the same day.
Yeah, apparently she wrote them in about 20 minutes. Like wrote like one in about 20 minutes, half hour too. You know, it wasn't like a hard fought. You know,
I've been stuck on a song for the last 6 months.
Yeah,
it gets like that, doesn't it?
Well, that's one thing. Another thing I've been trying to do in this isolation thing is I've been trying to set myself a goal to write 2 songs a week. You know, so I don't know if I'll get a Jolene and an I Will Always Love You, but I'll have a go. You know,
you never know, mate. I bet you she didn't know she was going to get them either.
Oh man, incredible! What a woman! What a songwriter! You know. Yeah.
Phenomenal, mate. And obviously we lost Kenny Rogers there not long ago, and obviously her and Kenny were, you know, like that. Islands in the Stream, and phenomenal.
They toured together for years. I'm pretty sure they came to Tassie.
They probably did.
I'm pretty sure that tour came to Australia because the reason I say that is because I think Mum and Dad saw it somewhere. I remember Mum and Dad saying they saw it and like they must have drove out in the audience in a golf cart. That's how they started the show.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but maybe they're on a holiday somewhere. But they said they definitely saw him. Yeah.
Unbelievable, mate. Phenomenal. Tommy, at the end of every interview, mate, I'm going to ask curious questions to everyone that I'm talking to.
Yeah. Okay.
And the first question is, Have you been able to maintain motivation during isolation, Tommy?
I am now. First week was pretty. I was pretty down in the dumps. Literally watched all of my income, all of my gigs. Just
I know it's
yeah,
absolutely brutal, mate. It's absolutely it's terrible. I personally have been struggling to get motivation
yeah.
because same thing. You just watch. We've been watching so much work disappear and so
Yeah.
many dollars that it's going to be hard to survive.
Well,
But we're gonna be okay.
my beautiful wife was like, I was moping around, pretty awful to be around for a couple of days. And she's like, well, it's not just you, it's everybody. Get up,
That's right.
do something, go. I was like, so since then I've been right, and I've been writing songs. I've been doing stuff on the farm, and just every day trying to accomplish something every day. That's been my goal.
Yeah, that's great, mate. Tommy, who's your biggest inspiration, mate? Either in life, career, or just in general?
Dude, musically, I could name heaps. Like I love country singers. I love tunes.
Yeah.
I love Willie because he's such a great songwriter. I love the Stones. I'm an absolute Beatles fanatic, so I'm all about Paul McCartney.
They're great, mate.
Life, like I think, I think everyone sort of. Well, I don't know, but my dad was a good man.
Yeah.
He worked hard. He wasn't perfect, but he did his best, and I think, that's all you can really do. So, yeah, my dad, my pop was an amazing man too. My mum's dad, Alan Price, he was a incredible bloke. He was a very, very good man. Yeah, that's sort of who I try and emulate, I guess.
Yeah, great, mate. Great. Well, my pop's, my inspiration, really.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal man. Introduced me to all the Johnny Denver music when I was a little kid and all that type of stuff. And he used to say, if you can sing this, you can sing anything. And he used to say, oh, yeah. And here I am singing bloody John Denver. Unreal, mate. But it's good, It's special. It's special to have those connections and memories,
Yeah.
So it's great, mate. I don't know, mate. What about your biggest highlight so far in your career, Tommy? Whether as a band or just yourself. Like, I mean, I suppose you can't speak for the other boys, but
Look, I mean, there's been some really incredible moments. Like, we've talked about the award, like the Golden Guitars and stuff. That's been incredible. It's not so much a highlight. What's been really something I've been really proud of over the last 3 or 4 years is just watching the touring we're doing, how big it's growing, and we're selling out shows and going to play venues and getting full houses. That's been really good. Yeah, I just, and it's funny, like, done some big gigs and some amazing shows, but every now, often that's not always the best ones. The best ones can be the one when you've played to a pub, with it's packed full, 350 people, So, yeah, that's definitely been amazing. But I've done some incredible stuff, I've toured through the States. I've been over to Canada and played the Calgary Stampede. And
yeah, it's amazing.
I've been in some situations in my life and just gone, geez, this is
time to wake up.
Yeah, look around and go, geez. Like in last Tamworth, we were playing at the Joy McKean 90th birthday. Yeah. And, me and Nick are standing side of stage with Kernaghan because we're about to go on and play. And then, like, Paul Kelly and Don Walker walk off and they're, like, shaking their hands, saying hello. I'm like, here I am with Lee Kernaghan, Paul Kelly and Don Walker.
I know. And you would never have thought that would have happened when you guys first started.
That would have happened, So I don't take any of it for granted because I know it could all go away in any second, like it has right now.
Yeah, well, that's terrible, isn't it, really? But
hopefully, man, the best is yet to come after this.
Absolutely, mate. It will. It's gonna. The best is yet to come. Yeah. Absolutely, for us all. I think we're all going to go through this and come out the other side with so much eager to get back out there, so much more power. And I think a lot of us are just going to be so excited and work extremely hard. And I think there's going to be some great material come out from everybody.
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. I really do, mate. Throughout your career, Tommy, who would listen to me? I can't even bloody speak. Who would be one of the most interesting celebrities or artists you've ever met, mate?
I got to meet Chris Christopherson, one of the Highwaymen.
Oh, great! Yeah,
that was a pretty surreal moment. A mate of mine was the tour manager for his Australian tour, and we had a night off in Brisbane, and he rang me and he's like, "Are you guys stuck in Brisbane?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "We will. Do you want to come see Chris Christopherson?" Which was great. I was like, "Dude, you sure?" And then we got to go backstage, and he's like, got us backstage, and he brought Chris in, and Chris Christopherson walks in, and he's like, "Hey, it's so great to meet you Wolfe brothers. You know, it gives an old man like me a real kick." And I'm like, "Dude, you wrote everything."
Yeah, that's phenomenal, isn't it?
Coming down, So that was amazing, Met, been in some situations like that, and I just think, wow. But Chris was definitely a highlight. I've also met like just normal. One thing I love, and it's something I really want to do, and this is probably the time to do it. I want to do in my life is some of the just normal people you meet on the road and the stories they've had and the lives they've lived. I really enjoy listening to that because that's often where you get a lot of song ideas from.
Yeah.
And I know we've played a lot of regional towns, and you go out and you meet a farmer who's fifth generation, and and you start talking to them, and it's just like, I'd love to like interview those people in my life, because they're just amazing. So, I went Andrew Farris too. He's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, he was at the Golden Guitars, wasn't he? This year.
We've written with Andrew, and he's good, man. Some of his stories, you're just like,
oh
God, my God! Some of his In Excess stories are just they're unbelievable.
Mate, one of the biggest bands in the world.
Yeah,
and to come out of our country, how cool is that?
And he's such a talented songwriter. He really is such a. We've written with him, and then we sort of did a demo together in the studio, and to watch him sort of go into his world was incredible. Really incredible.
Phenomenal, mate. Absolutely. Phenomenal. Mate, Tommy, you're an absolute legend, mate. Thanks so much for coming on and having a yarn. It's great. It's bloody great, mate. This is my first interview, pretty much, and I've never really done anything like this, so this is pretty cool for me to be able to get out and have a chat to you guys. I mean, obviously I run into you guys here and there at the festival and different shows and stuff like that, which is great. And I thought I'll flick a message out and have a yarn and let people at home know and see what we're all doing in isolation and some career highlights, mate. It's bloody great.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks for asking me. And this was this was heaps of fun. Lots of fun. Let's do it again.
Good on you, Tommy. You're a legend, mate. Thank you.
Travel safe. Cheers, everybody.
See you, buddy.
See you, mate.
Good on you, mate. I'm not game to. I'll cut this out, but I'm not game to frigging hit stop recording in case it doesn't save.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll just hang up and it'll save then. Hopefully.
Sure. No worries.
No, it'll be good, buddy. Good on you, Tommy.
No worries, mate.
I said the other day.